communication equipment model. Electromagnetic interference can cause disturbance in satellite signal data received on board, and consequently the electromagnetic chart displaying an information system like this does not receive the position inputs from the global navigation satellite system, and certain international EMAs caused by malign actors pose a great danger for the safe navigation of our flight. So this EMI, electromagnetic interference, it will cause to GPS. We say GPS. This global navigation satellite system is a part of GPS. So it will be affecting the GPS. So it will affecting the safe navigation of the ship. So primary, it will affect the EGDIS. Then afterwards, we have the GPS is connected to various bridge equipment. So that will, the potential of the effect is different from each equipment. So we are going through that one and which areas and all this stuff. So this is the thing, what is the electromagnetic interference. So we are going to the, okay, it's like how many incidents occurs like last 6 months or a year. So you can see on the left hand side, okay, each month on 2023 and 2024, how much interference or incidents are occur. So it's like you see last August 2024, it's 3 incidents. July they have 8, and June it's 7. May is also have 7. April also have 5. So it's sudden increase also, and some months it have a less effect. But if you see like on this chart, on some months, it's mostly every month you have some incidents are occurring. So it will not be a big issue or a small one. Some either the vessel GPS is affecting or some electromagnetic interference happening on board and people are experiencing. On the right hand side, you can see the areas which are affecting. This large blue one is from the East Mediterranean Sea, and Black Sea, the second one, and the other areas will be the third one, third high, other way Baltic Sea, and afterwards inner Gulf of Guinea. So in this chart we can see mostly East Mediterranean and Black Sea is mostly covering more than half or 75% of the area. So we are going to East Mediterranean, at least part of port side, and there are also some areas in China also we are having electromagnetic interference. So we are having like facing this same incident. We can occur that one. Before we are boarding Haifa, mostly it's happening in Haifa, Israelis, those ports, but still this voyage we don't have any interference, but it's never know what's going to happen. So we are coming to the more specific part. What is GNSS jamming? Electromagnetic jamming is a jamming device emitted a strong radio frequency signal on a same frequency as GNSS signals. These stronger ultimate signals overpower the legitimate satellite signal, causing them to become indistinguishable. And as a result of GNSS receiver on the ship can no longer accurately determine its position, leading to a potential navigation error or a severe case, a complete loss of position data. So it's on jamming. It's we can say in a simple word, they send a signal, electromagnetic signal. So the same frequency we are receiving on board. So in that situation, we will lose the position. So we will not receive any position. So completely we don't have any idea of which latitude or longitude we are in, and we don't have any like source of reference also. Like we don't have any information about the position. So that's what I say. Jamming is often used to be in a military or strategic contacts to prevent the enemies from using GPS for navigation or targeting. However, in civilian maritime operation, it can be a serious threat leading to a navigation hazard or even causing a vessel to stay off course. So, compared to for our vessels, it will like it will have a serious impact or serious threat to the navigation hazard. Especially, it will not be occur when you are at open sea. Mostly, you will not get when you are approaching a port or approaching on the coastal areas. It will have the effect. So mostly the military activities and mostly happening. So that time we will be approaching. So there are like lot of navigation hazard, wrecks, land. We have a lot of navigation hazard. So that time it will causing the problem. So the other one is GNSS spoofing. Electromagnetic spoofing is a type of attack where a malicious actor sends a false GPS signal to the receiving vessel's navigation system into believing it's somewhere other than its actual location. So this is little more serious. You are saying, okay, you are on this position, we have the right position. They're sending a false information that will be on we are on other position. So it's like they are just like spoofing your position. So we're supposed to be here, and they are saying this GPS is saying we are on another place. So unlike jamming, we simply disrupt the signal. Spoofing manipulate the data to create misleading information. A spoofing attack is considerably more complex than a jamming attack, especially if an attack is supposed to remain undetected. Spoofing is typically used in a hostile scenario to mislead a vessel into a moving and its intended course and potentially leading to a danger or preventing from reaching the destination. So this is how spoofing data looks like. Supposed to be somewhere there, but the amount of position is coming. So your position data is like kind of like a mess. So it's like all over the place. It will be changing, and this is also we are supposed to go like that, and we are supposed to be here, and the data showing other way. So it's kind of you're getting a misinformation. It's misleading to something else. So we go into some activities. In following slide, we will go through the scenarios involving the fictions event where the vessel is passing through an area of high risk of GNSS jamming and spoofing. The event will take place in the Eastern Mediterranean where the container vessel is about to call an export between Ashot, Israel. The scenario will involve three phases of the incident: handling and processing. The crew on board will have engage in first phase is detection and response and post-incident activity. So on this activity we will go how to detect there is a jamming or spoofing and what's going to be our response after we resolved or the incident is over, what going to do. So we'll go through that one. First phase is detection. We're going to the background. US Navy and Israel Navy as it have a gathering of the Israeli coast to support land operations and detect the potential hostile action by the region actors. And reports indicate, and like usually, the high level of GPS, GNS spoofing and jamming in Eastern Mediterranean likely caused by an American or Israel assets. This poses a navigation hazard for the vessel approaching or sailing the region. So the scenario is your vessel has entered the East Mediterranean water heading to Ashot, Israel. Recently, incidents of spoofing and jamming against the merchant vessel have increased in this area. Seafarers are advised to remain vigilant and prepared for such incidents. So this involving the jamming, military is jamming the GNSS signal. So for detection, we go through with the right tools and techniques, detect the incidents of jamming or spoofing and become increasingly easier. Below we can see the hazards. Okay, automatic system alarms and raised. So the system of alarm automatically, in case detects of an error, inform the navigator that the position has lost or the most efficient way to becoming aware of the incident. So first on the GPS and subsequent equipments also, you will get an alarm, your position is lost. So the other one is radar and EGDIS interlay. Use of radar and EGDIS interlay, like overlapping or underlapping, so which are by far the best method to identify the jamming and spoofing in land is visible on the radar. So you can overlay EGDIS in radar, and we can overlay the radar also in EGDIS. So you can put on that one. So you have a reference like land is there. So if it's not matching, it have a large difference. So you can understand it's happening like this spoofing is happening, or we are not receiving this. Mostly it will help for spoofing because they're saying a different location. So you can see the where is the land and this one. So you can easily identify like okay, it's very much we are off course. So position verification, make sure the position verification that happen in appropriate interval whenever roaming areas and high risk areas of GNSS, jamming and spoofing areas. So constantly monitor the position. If there is not sudden changes and supposed to be on the position like it's stuck or anything, you can identify it. So what's the response scenario? Vessel approximately 66 nautical miles west from the next port code. Suddenly a system alarm goes off indicating the vessel EGDIS has lost GPS satellite system. So we lost our GPS and we are not getting the position. So we are going to check what are the responses. For immediate action and troubleshooting. So the immediate action as a bridge team informing the master and considering altering the course and reduce the speed or stopping. So if you are going to full speed to approaching, you need to reduce the speed considering the situation and the incident, or you have a shallow water or anything. So if it's open sea, you don't have any problem. If it's on this scenario, we are 66 miles away from the coast, so appropriately we will do that one. First thing will be informing the master. So for navigation is maintaining a safe speed, identify the emergency anchoring points, verify the position using alternative means, use EBL VRM directly on the radar instead of cursor or the EGDIS overlay. You utilize the parallel indexing if it's near to some islands or something. Verify safe passing distance of other vessels using relative motion on the radar. So use LOP on EGDIS position. If DNS position fixing is unavailable, switch to depth reckoning and cross-check the EBL with the bearing. So it should be mostly all these things when we are going to back to the basics to LOPs, over parallel indexing and all this stuff, just to make verify okay this position we are, at least we have a idea which position we have. And the troubleshooting, change over to the backup GPS or DNS receiver, change GPS to alternative constellation, or if you have anything available, or only some vessels they have an alternative to the GPS, so we have already GPS. So if it have, we can switch over to the other one. If ever does not resolve the issue, change to the deck reckoning on the primary position device. Note the other system will be impacted. So change over the method and check for the other impacted equipment. So for the engine side, evaluate need to be done. Need to keep the engine on standby. Ensure sufficient reserve power is available. So start up the generator. So last thing is phase 3. post-incident activities while GPS signal is persistently lost. The crew managed to navigate the vessel safely via detecting mode. It's not certain whether GPS jamming will last minutes or a few hours before the ending. However, the situation is currently under control on board the vessel, and they have proceeded with the lower speed to their next destination. So this is happened when we reach a safe destination or anchorage or drifting, whatever. We have a safe place, so this thing is happening. So check the vessel GNSS position frequently to detect when the service is available again. Report the disruption and anomalies of security as described. We need to send inform the company. First duty is always we need to reach a safe position. Then only we will start do all the reportings and all this stuff. This primary responsibility is to safe navigate, and we need to save our ship and persons and cargo, everything. Then only we will go through the other stuff. So when possible, provide the photos or screenshot of equipment failure during the disruption and secure the VDR backup if possible. Verify with other vessel or port control if they are also affected. So security practices during the normal operation: continuous monitoring, periodically check the sensors input for the position of the source. Officer should be familiar with the change in the settings when operational limitation demands so. Regular GNSS failure drills. Maintain a familiar with the handling and jamming spoofing event through the regular drills. It's recommended if the vessel trading in areas with a large risk incident. The drill could be included situations like the GNSS sensor being lost or failed, and the guests need to operate with the manual inserted lines points. So it will be useful for that officer on watch identify that the other equipments affected by the GNSS sensor failure. So just to identify, they're saying we need a proper training and we need to discuss whenever our drills and like bridge meetings and all the other stuff. So overview of the potential impact systems in case of jamming or spoofing. So for the navigation system, GNSS satellite, and that's a UHF ultra high frequency satellite. It likely get affected, and the potential of that one is very high. And global automatic identification system. So that also unlikely happening. So it's three kind of way. So it's mostly unlikely to be happen, and the risk are medium. And for the VHF line on site is high. So AIS, automatic identification system, is a method of transmitting a VHF radio. Is going to be affected. So it's a critical high. And long range identification and tracking, that potentially that will not affect that much to the navigation. So the it will affect, but when you are considering the navigation part, it have a low. So other thing is expand and expand radar. So they are also unlikely to have a problem, but if it happen also, it's a high risk equipment. The other thing, communication system, satellite phone and mobile phone, basal radio and internet connection, they have likely to have an effect, but when we are taking the context of ship safety, it have a low protection. So what you do, this interference predominantly occur. So the instance of jamming and spoofing usually happen in the maritime areas impacted the broader or conflict and geopolitical tensions. These are the areas they are saying Strait of Hormuz or Persian Gulf, Black Sea, Gulf of Finland, South China Sea and several Chinese ports, and Eastern and Central Mediterranean Sea. So these are the affected areas mostly. So in that one, we will be going South China Sea, several and other Chinese ports, and also the eastern side of the Mediterranean Sea part. So we have two areas which we are like mostly going. So mostly eastern side of this Mediterranean Sea is more jammings and cold waters. So you can see the diagram also, the word. For we are coming to the end of this meeting. So references, if something happened, where you find the company procedures and procedures should be following is electromagnetic information. We have the procedures on the ship manager and reporting template, flowchart, and there are like some jamming and spoofing and global navigation system articles and Danish cyber security. They have a website giving the information. NATO having US Department of Transport and Coast Guard Maritime Navigation Practice. They have the other links to get the more information and the latest information regarding these activities. So, yes, so we'll go through that one. So, participant decide. So we'll go through. If you have any, you can tell the answer or like what you are. It's not you are getting fired or somebody will shout or anything. Yeah. So Eastern Mediterranean Sea is the region with the most electromagnetic influence. Okay.
Very good.
Yeah. So as shown in the graph, Eastern Mediterranean is by far the most jamming cases incident happens. Second one, spoofing it utilized as a way of disrupting the living.
True.
False. False. Because it gives false data.
Yeah, so it's a false because about description alliance is EMI method, navigation system, however spoofing involves DNS signals. So if the jamming or spoofing has detected, immediate response should be included, making a contact nearby vessel or warship. Yeah, so what's the true one?
Position safe and
No power others.
It should be informing the master and afterwards considering alteration of reducing the speed. That's the first response. So, multiple choice. What is the common cause of GNSS jamming? One correct answer only.
Choose A, B, C, or D.
C.
B. B.
B.
B. See, B. Okay, we have
C.
C. Electronic attack is sent to block the signal.
That's right. Super.
So, when navigating in a high risk area, DNS spoofing, what are the important to prevent the measures? A, B, C, somebody?
Just let me finish the reading, okay? Don't rush. We
Okay.
still need to
Okay.
consume another 10 minutes to make it real a little bit. Так, well, when navigating in high risk area. Engine room will not be happy if you.
B. Somebody?
B.
Oh, very good.
Multiple navigation services to cross check the position. What should be reported to security aftermath of the containing DNS spoofing incident?
System will self.
Setback.
Any ideas, guys? Which A, B, C, or D?
B.
B.
C.
More people say B.
C.
Only chief cook says.
B. Oh,
Is it that signal?
Because chief cook is not navigator.
Very good.
Yeah, so it's finished. So mostly on this one we will be just check the what are the areas it's spoofing and jamming is will happen, what is jamming and spoofing also, and what are the action to be taken in case spoofing or jamming occurs. So
Yeah, that's also important for lookout
yeah,
to be ready to take the
yeah,
hand steering
yeah.
because if we lose all our navigation equipment or most of it, then that's going to be one of the first things we will also do. So engine room, of course, might expect the call that we need to slow down, stop, and yeah. So basically, can affect
Yeah.
everyone. I have experienced once in the Eastern Mediterranean, but it was a long time ago, not now, 2008. We also had lost the GPS signal, so basically, but captain was still on the bridge because we were leaving the
Port.
no, we were leaving Suez Canal.
Okay.
We dropped the pilot, but we were still in the fairway.
Yep.
The guys who do the bridge watches, they know the fairway is still, you go without the
Yeah.
pilot, right out in the Mediterranean Sea. So, and then at some point the GPS got fucked up. I mean, we lost the signal, and it was easy in the fairway because you have buoys like on your starboard and
Yeah.
port side, so you just need to stay in the middle of the fairway. But okay, after some time it became a little bit more challenging, but luckily the signal was restored. But we had these interruptions short, like for 5 minutes, something like that, almost for like 1 or 2 weeks. And it was not a problem with our GPS, everything was checked, everything was operational.
Jamming.
Yeah, and then also one of the things when we had that, we already left this, let's call it heavy traffic area near the port side. Then any other passing by vessels, we were just checking with them if they have any issues. They were saying they didn't have any issues.
So it's like
Yeah,
That's
it was one of the
big
chief
thing.
police passing, and we called him and said, okay, did you face like for last 24 hours any issues? And then they say no, we have no. So kind of, yeah, it's someone it will impact, someone will not impact. So maybe our vessel was targeted by someone to have, yeah.
Anybody having any other experience?
This is again a quarterly drill sent by company. Of course, they want all of us to be present. That's why we basically, because okay, many of us ask themselves question why, like mostly it's for the